Do you wish you could build with particles? Do you wish you could control them with redstone or customize them to match your build style? Well, that's what this data pack does. It gives you a lot of control over how particles spawn and what they look like. It works in survival, it works in creative, and it works in multiplayer, so your friends can see whatever you build with particles. Keep in mind though, your friends can also access your particles just like they could break and place blocks at your base. So to get started, drag your downloaded data pack into the window, select it, and you're good to go. Or for an old world, open up your world folder, and inside your data packs folder, simply paste the zipped or unzipped folder. Both work. Once you're in game, it's super simple to get started. So step one, you want to craft the special particle arrow. This is actually just the regular spectral arrow, but with blaze powder on top for a little extra oomph. And this allows a trade-off for vanilla to keep things fair. Step two, you're going to shoot that particle arrow to where you want the center of your particle cloud to be, or pretty close around there. And then step three, you're going to take the particle arrow, or you could have a loaded particle arrow and a crossbow, and you're going to right-click on the particle cloud, and you can set your settings here. How about a dolphin particle? Little pro tip for knowing where to click on the particle cloud. Just press F3 and B, and that'll show you hitboxes so you know where the particle cloud can be interacted with. So, craft, shoot, and set. Pretty simple, like I said. But there's also a bunch of advanced options here for you if you choose to use them, and I'll show you a few of those now, starting with the most powerful one, Redstone Control. So if we turn this to on, the particle stops working, and that's because it needs a redstone signal now to be able to display. So to give it a signal, all we have to do is just place a piece of redstone dust at the center of the particle cloud, and then power that to see our particle. But wait, you say, I don't want to see the redstone dust, I just want to see the particle. Well, we can actually offset the particle cloud. Let's put it 2 blocks up. This is in tenths of a block. And now when we trigger the particle cloud, it's up here. Do note that the interaction point is still below, so if you ever are not sure, you can turn on draw lines, and it'll draw a line from the center of the particle cloud down to the interaction point. So even if you have F3B off, you'll be like, oh, it's right here. So this next option lets you use any item or block texture as a particle. These are actually the particles the game uses when you try and break a block or say eat an item. And you may have even noticed that the default texture uses this. It's actually the texture of blaze powder. So the way this works is whatever item or block you want it to be, put it in your offhand, go to advanced particle, and then pick the appropriate option. We'll start with item. So it just takes the offhand item and turns it into a particle. We got clownfish. Or for blocks, advanced particle again, and there's multiple ones here you can use. Block, block crumble, block marker, dust pillar, or falling dust all use either the block texture or the block color to make a particle. The next set of advanced settings has to do with its regularity, or how often it appears. So we can change the percent chance, for example. Let's put this at 33%. And the particles will only spawn 33% of the time, so it gives it a little bit more of a irregular appearance. Whereas if we want it to be more regular, we can set the clock cycle duration. Currently it's triggering every 1 tick, but if we wanted it to trigger, say, every 50 ticks, it'll have this regular sort of pulsing appearance. And say if we combine that with how many particles it summons, we can make a really cool, like, pulsing effect. So for the last advanced setting, let's say you spent hours, just trying to make the exact perfect particle, changing the RGB colors just the way you wanted them to be. And then you realize, oh no, I want more of these. I'm going to have to do all that work over again. Well, actually, you don't have to. So there's an advanced setting in here called copy paste. Yeah, really advanced, huh? And it'll let you paste your settings into a new particle. So you can have multiple ones with the same settings that you worked so hard on. And you can paste it multiple times, of course. One thing worth noting is the copy paste is player specific, so you can't paste somebody else's settings unless you go to that particle and copy those settings for yourself. So there you have it. There's a lot of fun ways you can build with particles now. You can use them to enhance your builds, add a little mystery or intrigue, or do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get some use out of this data pack. Have fun with it in your world. And that's all from me. So I'll catch you in the next one. Later.